Yeah, Jacob really enjoyed it. He's in class with his cousin, which is really super cool. And Madsy actually starts on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, no, kindergarten.
Kindergarten, big deal.
I know, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Time has gone so fast. What about your kiddos?
So far so good. You know, they both made it, not much homework.
Yeah.
Obviously getting used to the early wake up because high school is super early.
Yeah, that's what I remember hearing, isn't it? Like,
It's like 9:40 something for middle and like 7:20 or something for very early. You also get out at 2 o'clock.
yeah.
And then middle school you get out at 4 something.
Ooh.
And then it's 3 or so for elementary.
Yes.
So just,
Yes.
I guess it's bus staggering probably.
Probably. Wow.
Well, good evening, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, one and all. Great to have you here with us in the sanctuary. Special welcome, Bruchim Habaim, to those who are watching the live stream. Shabbat Shalom as well. I'm Rabbi Matt Berger, joined on the bima with our soloists, Allison Rosoff, and down on the ivories, our accompanist Joy Katzen-Guthrie. We're going to begin our prayer this evening with a song, really a poem that you can find on page 10, Yedid Nefesh, Heart's Delight, Source of Mercy, draw your servant into your arms. Yedid Nefesh, Avarakaman, Avarakaman, Mishok Avdecha, El Retzonecha, El Retzonecha. Yedid Nefesh, Avarakaman, Avarakaman, Mishok Avdecha, El Retzonecha, El Retzonecha. Yarutz Avdecha, Kimoayam, Yishachaveh, El Muladarecha. Yedid Nefesh, Avarakaman, Avarakaman, Mishok Avdecha, El Retzonecha, El Retzonecha. As we sing Light These Lights, if there are any ladies in the sanctuary who would like to come forward and help us kindle the 2 candles, one for remembering and one for observing Shabbat, you'll find the blessing on page 2.
Hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy. mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Let's all say Yasher Koach, well done. Thank you so much for bringing in the light of Shabbat to our sanctuary. Turning our thoughts towards Israel, feel free to join me in reciting the following prayer. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. May you bless the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces and all who stand guard to support our people. Shield them from all troubles and injury. Help them secure freedom without loss of life for all those held captive by the enemy. May they have strength and courage of hearts. We haven't sang Lecha Dodi for a couple weeks here, so we'll do that. Come, my beloved. You'll find the text on page 21, but bring a little pop sensibility into the mix. We're going to do this to the Beatles, 8 Days a Week. One of my favorites. Shamor v'zachor diborecha ish mi'anu el ha'meuchad Adonai echad Shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'likilach kadodi Nikrat Chala, Nei Shabbat, Nei Shabbat Nikabila, Nikrat Shabbat, Venelcha, Yimehor, Averacha, Nei Roshi Eden, Nisuka, Tov Maaseh, Mashtavat Ilah, Adodi, Likrat Kala, B'nai Shabbat Nekabela, Idori, Iva Ore, Kumi Ori, Shir Daberi, Kavod Adonai, Laik Nigla, Kadodi, Likrat Kala, Shabbat. Let's rise for the final verse. Bo even Shalom, Ateret Bala, Tam Disimcha, Besola, Togimne, Am Segula, Bo Ikala, Bo Ikala. Bowie Chala, Bowie Chala. Feel free to be seated. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Beatles are always uplifting. We'll continue with the half or Chatzi Kaddish as we make our way to Shema and its blessings. You'll find the text on page 26.
Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah B'yamad Yivrach Yutei V'yamlich Malchutei B'chayichon U'v'yomechon U'v'chayei Dekol Beit Yisrael Bagala U'v'yizman Kariv V'imaru Amen Yishmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Lo Me'yamaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipar V'yiroman V'yitnasei V'yithadar V'yitale V'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha Brichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiran Be'ama V'imaru Amen.
After these words of praise, we'll turn to the Baruch, the call to prayer. Let's rise together. join me, Mariv Aravim, prayer for creation. It's found on 31. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Words of everlasting love, Ahavat Olam, are found on 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works in the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev, Amo Yisrael. Sing, open up our eyes.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one, and we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivot Malchuto Le'olam Vaed.
Feel free to be seated. We'll continue with the V'ahavta You Shall Love Adonai our God, found in this week's Torah portion. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uv'ktatam al mezuzot beitecha uv'yisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim Lelohem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. On the theme of journeys, please join me on page 39, Words of Truth and Faith, Emet ve'emunah. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we are taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. On the following page, you'll find the words, "To who is like you? Mi chamocha," prayer of freedom. Mi chamocha, Baili Adonai. Mi chamocha, Nedar ba'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha Nedar ba'kodesh. Norati lo Mi chamocha ba'eli Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'eli Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Norati lo osefele. Norati lo osefele. Praise are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We'll continue with words of protection and shelter, the words of Hashkivenu on 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'hamidenu shomreinu Ve'chaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'hamidenu shomreinu Shmo
Aachen of Bratslav writes that every word of our prayer should be like a rose that's picked from a book. And as we gather rows upon rows, a bouquet is formed that can be offered to God as a beautiful blessing. In the spirit, let's rise for the words of the tefillah, which begin on 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agir tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'koneh HaKol V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot U'mevii Geula Livnei Vneihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Loshia Morid Hatal Mechachel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofech Holim Umatir Asurim Umechayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umidom Melach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atalech HaChayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh V'kdoshim b'chol yom yahaluch ha'selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Feel free to be seated. We'll continue with the remaining 4 blessings of the tefillah. First, Kedushat Hayom, which means the holiness of this day, Shabbat, on 55. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Our words of avodah, or prayer, are found on the bottom of 56. Blessed are you, Adonai, as presence returns to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai Hamachazir Shchinato B'Tzion. And words of thanks, Hoda'ah, on 59. Baruch atah Adonai Hatov Shimcha Ulcha Na'eh Lechodot. And finally, our prayer for peace, called Birkat Shalom, on 60. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Grant peace to Israel, your people forever, for you're the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Baruch atah Adonai hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. We'll take these moments now for reflections, and also if you'd like to join us in the singing of Oseh Shalom. May the one who causes peace in the heavens.
say shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Turning our thoughts to healing and strength, you'll find the words to Mishaberach, God, the one who blesses those in need, on page 253. Of course, we think of all those recovering from injuries due to the ongoing war in Gaza, as well as the following individuals within our community and beyond. We think of Joanne Beeman Fiddleman, Yonatan Ruben Ben Rivka, Charlie Burke, Tina Bruns, Norman Fiddleman, Harry Fleisch, Mitchell Freifeld, David Friedlander, Don Hirschman, Davida Howard, Jim Howard, Kathy Howard, Elias Kalinokos, Phyllis King, Jonathan Marks, Tova Marks, Ken Mercereau, Michael Ranzino, Lynn Rosenthal, Stephanie Ross, Dennis Schulman, Angie Sermenis, and Jeff Stark. If there are any other names to add for healing at this time, feel free.
George Stark.
Misheberach Avoteinu Mikor habracha Limoteinu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imoteinu Mikor habracha Le'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and
Sadie was a journalist who worked for Reuters. One year, she was assigned to Reuters' Jerusalem office, and she had a plum apartment overlooking the Western Wall, which many people call the Kotel. I'll ask our tech team to throw an image of the wall on the screen. On her first morning, as she was getting ready to go into the office, Sadie looked out her window and saw an old man vigorously praying, his head bobbing up and down. He was rapidly chuckling. Sadie, seeing an interesting story in the making, went down to speak with him. Sadie asked the man, "How often do you come here to pray?" "Every day," he replied. "I've come here to pray at this very spot every day for the last 20 years. Sadie said, "You come every single day to the wall? What do you pray for?" The old man replies, "Well, in the morning I pray for shalom, for peace in this angry world. I tell God about all of my troubles, and then I go home, have a bite to eat, and then return in the afternoon. Then I pray for a world free of illness and disease." Sadie's amazed, and she says, "How do you feel coming here every single day for 20 years and praying for these things?" The old man looked at her and sighed, "Like I'm talking to a wall." Now, that's just one guy's take on the efficacy of prayer, and a pretty wry one at that. But it does beg the question that I'm often asked as a member of the cloth, namely, does prayer work? Of course, my stock answer is yes, which should come as no surprise, as making prayer meaningful and real is a pretty important part of my job description. Now, in my experience, when people ask this question, they're usually talking about petitionary prayer. In other words, prayer that asks for something specific, such as, "God, please heal my loved one," or "God, please don't let me get a speeding ticket." That being said, I think it's quite rare for petitionary prayer to yield immediate results. Of course, it did happen on occasion in the annals of Jewish history. When Moses saw that his sister Miriam was struck with leprosy after she and Aaron spoke ill of his wife Zipporah, Moses immediately offered this well-known prayer, El Na Rafa Na. There's actually a song to it as well. "God, please heal her." And you know what? It worked. For the rest of us, however, our prayers won't directly halt sickness or stop misfortune in its tracks. What prayers do is provide the spiritual sustenance that all of us crave in the midst of life's vulnerabilities. Because at any moment in our personal journey, we can be filled with surety or doubt. It's why there are prayers as well as psalms for any number of situations, such as healing, despair, growth, and gratitude. A modern mystic, Rabbi Lawrence Kushner, writes, "Like God, the prayers are everywhere, but they need mouths and hands to give them melody and movement. And people are the instruments that transform prayer into music and words." It's an inspiring message. Perhaps when it comes to petitionary prayer, our expectations may be a tad off the mark. Theologians, scholars, authors, even filmmakers have all creatively tackled the issue of whether prayer works. I'm sure many of us remember the classic film Oh God, with John Denver of country music fame and George Burns, I'm booked to 100, and indeed he was, the vaudeville star and comedian. I'll ask our tech team to put one of the screenshots there where John Denver is in the back of the taxi. So this movie shares the story of Jerry Landers, who manages a grocery store, but he can see and talk with God. Now, at one point, he turns to the cinematic Holy One and asks, God, people are always praying to you, but do you listen? God replies, well, I can't help hearing, but I don't always listen. Shocked, Jerry replies, then you don't care. Well, of course I care, God says, but what can I do? What can you do, Jerry exclaims. You're God. Finally, God says, only for the big picture. I don't get into the details. So Jerry finally replies, so whatever happens to us and God pipes in just happens. It so happens that this week's Torah portion, Va'ed Chanan, and you can take a look at a beautiful illustration of it in the sanctuary foyer, touches on this very subject. It begins with Moses recalling how he pleaded with God unsuccessfully to enter the land of Israel, although God allowed Moses to see the land from afar. He then shares a recap of the Israelites' experience of revelation at Mount Sinai, which includes a slightly updated version of the Ten Commandments. One of the changes was in the first version in Exodus, it's remember Shabbat, and in this version in Deuteronomy, it's remember and observe Shabbat, which is why we light 2 candles instead of 1. And finally, Moses shares the most important verse in the entire Torah, and Judaism for that matter. 6 special Hebrew words that stand apart from the other 4,874 verses. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Listen, Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Traditionally, Jewish sages have called this prayer Kabbalat Ol HaShamayim, which means accepting the yoke, Y-O-K-E, of heaven, which includes all of the commandments, all of the ethical commandments, and all of the ritual commandments or mitzvot. Now, as a lifelong Reformed Jew, this phrase has never sat well with me. To be sure, the ethical prayers, every Jewish person must do that, but the Reform approach to ritual mitzvot or laws is first to A, learn about them, and B, choose to do the ones that are meaningful to you. It's why some Reformed Jews keep a pretty high level of kashrut, Jewish dietary laws, while others don't. Thankfully, both are okay within the Reform movement, which makes for a very wide bandwidth of observance under the liberal Jewish umbrella. For many Jewish children, these 6 words are the first that they learn. They're also, for many Jews, the last words that they recite in their final moments. Historically, they've also been spoken by countless martyrs who died rather than desecrate God's name. But many have wondered, Shema is just 6 words, so why do we have to mention God's name not once, but twice? The prayer could have been written, listen, Israel, Adonai is our God, and is one. That would be akin to the following sentence. My son or my daughter or grandkid is smart and has a Shena Punim. Instead, Adonai is written twice. Perhaps it's meant to teach us that every human experience has its basis in God. What we recognize as good and what we recognize as evil. The moments of joy and the moments of sadness. All of our successes as well as challenging times, all of them come from God, which stood in very sharp contrast to ancient religious traditions that featured gods for just about everything, a god of good, a god of evil, a god of war, etc. After all, it was Jews who introduced the concept of monotheism to the world. Now, Jews can recite the Shema for any number of reasons, both within the context of a service and outside of it. Traditionally, we're asked to recite or sing the Shema twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. But people say the Shema for other reasons. For instance, driving in a construction zone on US 19 in rush hour traffic. That's a worthy Shema moment. Or waiting in a doctor's office to receive news about an important medical test. That can also be a Shema moment. While others might say it after hearing good news. A timely example of this would be today's federal ruling that UCLA must take decisive action to protect their Jewish students after finding they were, quote, excluded from portions of campus because they refused to denounce their faith, which is not only intolerable, but downright medieval in scope. This ruling is nothing less than a historic step to protect Jewish students on campus, and so necessary in this day and age. One final note about the Shema. We can compare these 6 words to receiving a cherished love letter, whether it's in print form, some people still write letters, or in digital form, where we read and pay very close and careful attention to each and every word. We try to listen to its message and understand its meaning. It's no wonder then that the first verse in the Torah that follows the Shema is "You shall love your God, v'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha," because it speaks to the partnership and relationship that we have with the source of life. Whether we're asking for something in prayer, sharing our gratitude, or just affirming our faith in God and the world with prayer, which our tradition calls avodah shebalev, meaning the words of our heart. May all of our prayers awaken us emotionally and move us spiritually, because to my mind, none of us want to end up like the guy who spent 20 years talking to a wall. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue with the Aleinu, words of adoration found on 282. Any gentlemen, any guys who'd like to come forward to help open the ark, be greatly appreciated. You can feel free to rise when they get closer.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא
Let's share a Yasher Koach, well done, to our greater group of guys who helped us with the Aleinu. Now we'll turn to words of praise on 294, Kaddish Yatom, also known as the Mourner's Kaddish. We think of families in Israel in the period of Shloshim, mourning their loved ones who have died in the conflict. We also mark the yahrzeit anniversary of passing of loved ones. On this Shabbat, we fondly remember Min Bornstein, Gabriel Caprio, Molly Felser, Morris A. Fischelo, Norma Goldman, Jess Geiler, Esther Howard, Dania Ippolito, Myrna Klein, Harry Kleinberg, Rhoda Lowe, Max Marco, Blanche Morris, Margaret Moskowitz, Evelyn Opria, Helene Roberts, Oscar Ross, Judith Rosenberg, Harry Sabgier, Edith Seligman, Julius Shapiro, Marty Silverman, Rose Turkle, Elaine Tudelman, Sender Washman, and Dora Zander. Are there any other names to add for yahrzeit at this time? Yes. We say, Zichronam Livracha, may the memories of all of these good people continue to be a blessing in their loved ones' lives as we rise together, offering the words of Kaddish praise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalmad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechonu v'yomechonu v'chayei kol beit Yisrael, v'agalau b'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabbah mivarach le'alam ulamei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Elam kol birchata v'shirata, tushpechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'yalma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shlam armara min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Osei shalom b'mrama, fu ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the one who causes peace in the heavens cause peace to descend on us, Israel, and throughout the world, as we say, Amen.
V'imiru, 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 Amen. V'imiru, 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 Amen.
Feel free to be seated. We'll continue with the Shabbat Kiddush, blessing over the fruit of the vine, found on 5 as well as the screen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri agafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratavanu, v'shamat kodsho, v'yava uvratzon, inhilanu, zikaron le'maseh b'reishit, v'yom tefilah, L'mikra'i kodesh, zeher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Ivanu v'acharta, yotanu kidasha, mikol All right. Any teens, young adults in the room would like to come up and have a nice slice of challah? We'll have others sliced up for the oneg after the service. Feel free to come on up. And join us in the blessing over the bread, the motzi. Motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Say b'tei avon and joy. And let's say Yasher Koach to all those who helped us with the motzi. Thank you so much for joining us on the Bima. Pleasure to call forward our temple president, Paula Rosoff, to share some important announcements. You're up. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Many thanks to Rabbi Matt, Michelle.
Hi. You know me?
Allison. It says Michelle. Yes. It's Allison and Joy, for leading a wonderful Shabbat service. Along with our tech team, it is Barb and Sophia, and our greeters, Gary, Joan, and Vince. Sisterhood's Honey fundraiser for Rosh Hashanah is underway. This is a great way to wish family, friends, and business associates a happy Jewish New Year. Basics aren't basic, they're essential. Please help Gulf Coast Jewish Family and Community Services provide nourishing, non-perishable food to local families in need. Our collection bin is in the lobby. We're proud to announce our new partnership with Fundamentals Early Learning, who are leasing our outdoor classrooms. They are currently accepting new students. For the singers among us, it's still possible to join our High Holy Day Choir. Contact Allison or the office if you're interested. Our Wiener Religious School begins on Sunday, August 25th at 9:30 a.m. You can pre-register your child or children online. Our next book club will take place on Sunday, August 25th at 10:30 a.m. discussing Night Angels, a novel. Join us for Trivia Night on Thursday, August 29th at 7 p.m. Bring your friends and knowledge for an unforgettable evening. And I'll just add here that Kara and Sydney, our wonderful staff in the office, have been instrumental in trying to spark new events for our community to get together, our congregation to have fun events. They're not fundraisers, there's no ultimatum in them, it's just a fun night, and this is the first one that they're putting together. And we are looking for a committee to help them. So please come to the Trivia Night on Thursday, August 29th. Our Tuesday Happenings email has info about these opportunities and more. Following the service, please join us for an Oneg Shabbat in the social hall, and Shabbat Shalom to all.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you so much, Paula. Apologize for the typo. For the trivia night, right in the back there, Mark Gittimer, who teaches in our religious school, is going to be the MC, because spent some time doing radio, right? For sure. So it should be a lot of fun. Our closing song is going to be Israel-themed, Am Yisrael Chai. The people of Israel lives, and our God yet lives. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 O Davinu Chai, O Davinu Chai, O Davinu, O Davinu, O Davinu Chai, O Davinu Chai, O Davinu Chai, O Davinu, O Davinu, O Davinu Chai. Thank you so much for coming. Shabbat Shalom, one and all.